Hey, what's up everybody, Alex here, and today I'm gonna do a step-by-step guide so you can set up your environment and start coding in Java. The first thing you need to understand when it comes to a programming language is that it is exactly like any other language, the only difference being that you will talk to a computer. More precisely, you will tell a computer what to do. Imagine the following scenario. You are in a different country and you want to visit their best museum, but you don't know exactly how to get there, so you decide to ask a local. So you try your best to ask in that foreign language, where is the museum? The local tries first to understand what you just said, then he will try to come up with the steps you should take to get there, and lastly, he will tell you those steps. Coding in Java is very similar to this example. You need to take care that your computer can understand Java code so it can do what you are telling him to. For this, we will need to download and install the JDK, which we will find at oracle.com. Search for Java, go to the Download Central, JDK download, and choose the file that suits your operating system. Until the download finishes, what you need to remember about the JDK is that it will take care of two things. First, it will make sure it understands your code and transform that code in a set of steps. And second, it will execute those steps. Let's install the JDK now. Okay, so now that it is installed, we need to make sure that the tools inside it are accessible from any location in this computer. If you try to use, let's say, Java, it will say that is not recognized. So, in order to make sure this is fixed, we go to the system variable, and in the environment variables, we need to edit the path system variable, and here we will add a new entry where we put the binaries folder from the JDK. Mine is located here, and what we did with this step is we made sure that everything inside this binary folder is accessible from anywhere. Click OK. And now the environment shows that we are using Java 14.0.1 version. Perfect. When it comes to coding in Java, you must write the code inside .java file extensions. So right now, let's write some code that will make our computer tell us what's the name of the operating system. So I will create a folder called OS project. Here I'll create a text file and I will change the extension into .java, and inside the file I will write the code. Please do not focus on understanding the code, but rather understanding the analogy. So I just wrote some code here, and if we go back to the command line, having the code written, let's see if Java can understand it. I will use Java C, which stands for Java compiler. And as you can see, the compiler complains right now that it's not understanding my code. And it says here that it's expecting a different character. So I did that on purpose to highlight these steps. So let's fix that. And right now I will redo the compilation process, but I will tell the compiler to provide more information about what's happening. So what I want you to see is that it first tried to understand, let's say, what's inside the os.java file, and this one is important because what I wanted to see here is that the compiler transformed my code into a set of steps that it needs to take. And those steps are right now located in a separate file called os.class. And we will go into the details of the content of this type of file in the next sessions. But right now, what we are left to do is to just execute those steps. And what I can show you here is that even if I delete the source code, those steps are already here and I can use them. So as you can see, I'm just executing those steps and printing the operating system name. This is a simple example, and usually Java projects are not that simple and they have a lot more code. And that code is structured in the same way we structure our music, videos, or photos. We separate or group them by meaning or by purpose. So let's make our computer sum two numbers now, but using code that is, let's say, split in multiple places. So I'll create a new folder here. And let's assume that we will call it calculator project. I will create a sum folder here. And in the sum folder, I will create a sum file where I'll provide a code that takes care of adding two numbers. Again, do not focus on understanding the code. Just follow the analogy. And back to the calculator project, I will create one more file called calculator.java, and inside I will write some code that will use the sum code that I wrote in the separate file. Okay, so I wrote the code, and right now I will do the same steps I did previously for the OS project. So I will try first to see if Java can understand the code using the javac command, which is the compiler. And the compiler complains again, and it says that it cannot find this symbol called sum. And what I wanted to show here is that in Java, you need to specify in which folder your code is located, because the way in which you structure a project in folders need to be told, let's say, to Java, and this is done using the keyword package. So right now what I did was I told Java that the code for the sum is located in the package sum, and right now from the calculator side I can use that location and Java should pick up the change. And again I use that verbose option to see what happened. And one interesting thing here is that I compiled the calculator code, and you see here that I have the calculator.class, so I have the set of steps for the calculator, but also if I look inside the sum folder, the compiler compiled also the sum because the calculator was relying on that sum. So it had to have that already compiled. So now the only step remaining is I will execute those steps, and here is the sum of the two numbers that I used in the calculator, like 2 and 12. Well, that was it for this session, and in the next video you will learn how to use an IDE, which will help you a lot in the development process and let you focus on the coding part. Thank you and see you on the next one.